What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back in to Bad Publicity's Something Days of Marvel Christmas Extravaganza, where we let you know what goes on inside our brains when we look at leadership cards. I'm pretty sure this is the leadership episode. I'll find out in a minute once I click the card unveil. And Corey will have told me if I'm wrong by now, but I don't think I am.
Congratulations, Jameson.
Hey,
you're right.
hey.
This is the leadership episode.
What we're doing here is ripping through what we feel is the standout card in a bunch of various categories. You are tuning in to see what we think is the standout card from leadership. This is including the core and the first cycle. Standout card for us, what does that mean from a perspective of this whole thing anyway, Corey?
Yeah, so our kind of criteria for standout, not necessarily meaning the best card, or, like you're dumb if you're not playing with it. Nothing like that. We're not trying to say you're right or wrong.
This is a co-op game.
That's right. It's a cooperative game.
People play what they want.
We're all here to have a good time. But this feels like a card that can slot in and fit in a variety of leadership builds, or does something really interesting and different with the interactions on the table that makes you go, man, that's a really cool and interesting card. And that was kind of like our criteria for deciding the standout leadership card.
This was very interesting to me. Leadership is built with, obviously you need allies in your deck, obviously, but we're not including allies in this because we gave allies a separate category so we could basically milk another episode out of this genre of adventures that we're doing.
Also, there's a lot of cool allies, right? You don't want to leave them out. You got to give them their own category. They work hard too.
You got to. I mean, a true leader would say that every card is as important as the next. So there is a lot of cool play inside of leadership that I really feel is interesting and is unique around what it's doing. So this one here was a little bit trickier than maybe you're thinking. Most people might guess it off the bat, but I really struggled with this one because there's a card that I really like, and it's not it. So let's start with there, and we can tell you why, or I'll let Corey explain why. Because that's what
Go ahead.
That's what I do.
Tell us the card. What was the card you?
I like Quinjet, right? Because I think it's a very interesting card to play because it sits on the table, and after your turn begins, it just kind of keeps clicking some counters, and then basically what it lets you do is put some of those expensive allies into play without paying for them.
Right, you're just like investing and it's building up to get you a top-end ally effectively for free. Mm-hmm. It's a cool card, but it was not our pick for the standout card.
No, this card here is I mean, obviously, I feel like it's a little bit build specific. As much as I do like it, when it pays off in dividends. But if you see this late in the game, if it can kind of hinder a little bit of tempo. If you get this early enough, it's really great. But sometimes there's just not situations where it's going to fit in. But mechanically, now I'm talking about mechanically, the cost you're paying the one for and plus the mechanic there, that's a cool card. And that was in the discussion, but it's not what we're talking about. There was some other cards that kind of dealt with a lot of ally bonuses. Lead from the front is another kind of cool example. It's something that maybe you're thinking we were going to pick lead from the front because of examples that we used when we talk about other things in the previous episodes. If you're probably like 40% of our people here, you have not watched the other previous ones, and you're only tuning in probably for the aspect that you like the best. Naughty, guys, share the love, share the views. But lead from the front is very situational. But it is something we like at Bad Publicity from those high risk, high rewards. You're holding it out. When do you do it? This other player, like building this whole kind of character or elite force of wall of people in front of them, could be you. But from that perspective, I didn't really feel that it was as standout enough, right? Even though it does give you those cool moments in time when it hits, those big decisions, when you can use it, it's giving you that variable swing from maybe you have 2 guys, maybe you have, 4 guys, maybe you have a whole army of people because you haven't done anything all game. But no, that's not it. Corey, take the honor. Yeah, bring it home unless you have some other honorable ones that you'd kind of like to throw out there, but...
Nope. Let's give the people what they want. Okay. So get your award ready, because
I don't have anything. You can get this painted rock that my kid did for me. This is.
Hey man, you know what?
This is momentous right here. That's
a treasure.
Yeah, it's a baseball.
Anyway, the card we chose as the standout leadership card in cycle 1 goes to Make the Call.
Woo!
I know some of you are shocked. Not really, but yes, Make the Call. Decisions that led into this, again, it's useful in almost every leadership build imaginable. It's a zero-cost event, but it plays in really coolly with the ally interaction. Not only does it let you pull out and get extra uses out of some of these allies, which are usually like 1-pers, so they're all like individuals that you have in your deck, but it also has the cool ability of targeting any player's discard pile, which then opens up really cool combinations and things to do based on the mixture of heroes you're playing with at your table. And that creates, again, some really cool like thought puzzles and stuff to play with as you try to figure out like, ooh, what's the best ally I can grab with Make the Call? What are some cool things I could set up and do? Who do you have in your discard? Who do I have in mine? And this gives you so much to play with as a leadership player. So that's kind of what led into our decision for Make the Call being our standout card from cycle 1.
100%. A card that comes in and breaks a standard rule of a game, where, my cards are my cards, your cards are your cards. When I can take something from your cards, your discard pile, it's even cooler when... decisions can be made in the fact that, again, open information sharing game, somebody else might have a hero that at that time, or an ally, that they can't get into play. I need this card for the resource. The dual aspect of the card being a card you play and cards you pay, and the income that you pay, the currency. There just might be a time that you just can't get it into play. Maybe you had to do something else and I don't have enough resources, or, you're behind a little bit. And no matter if I keep this card in my hand for, 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, I'm probably not, I'm too far behind this rolling boulder. So I'm just going to pay it, get rid of it, put it in. Somebody else at the table or me, I'm like, you know what, man? That is a high impact hero. Normally I couldn't have that because it's part of your hero's kit. I'm just going to make the call, pull it out, put it in. Like Corey, you said, the combos and the spaces that open up, but it's such a unique and stand out card inside of this build to do that kind of stuff that it is so fun to play with.
Yeah, I absolutely echo the very fun. Again, there's some really cool situations and moments you can create with this card. I think has some of the most memorable moments in games of Marvel Champions when you pull off some really crazy like combo stack or get somebody that you wouldn't normally be able to get in your deck because of the hero you're playing, and then do some really like crazy things with the interactions you've now unlocked. It's a great card.
Yes.
Yep. So, hey, congratulations. We've completed, on this episode, completes our picks for the aspects.
Ooh.
but we've got lots more coming with their year-end standout cards.
So get into bed and wait anxiously until Santa Bad Publicity delivers another episode under your tree this holiday season.
That's right. Coming up on next episode of our Standout Award Show, we will be picking our Standout Basic, Neutral, Non-Ally card from Cycle 1.
That is a mouthful. That will not be the title of the episode. Do not look for Basic, Standard, Neutral, something non-ally card.
No, I'm gonna make you put it as a title. So get ready. But yeah, we've got many more episodes coming where you go through those different categories. That's just the next one in line. So slide in your picks. As in our previous videos, what would be your decision for your standout card in leadership? What card did you really enjoy or think was just really did some cool things for the decks you played that came out in Cycle 1? Drop it in the comments.
And we read every one. We do.
We actually 100% true. We do.
We do.
So don't hurt me.
Don't.
All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone. In all honesty, thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.